Let's begin today's 13 minutes with a sip. I want to find out, why am I the way that I am? So, after yesterday's video, when I talked about talking to a brick wall and just getting it out vocally. So now, not to say I have a thorough understanding, but the way my mind works and to keep my mind and my soul happy, the thoughts in my mind will continue to be the thoughts in my mind. I would love to get more attention and detail on these thoughts if possible. I'm gonna point out these things. I even thought about how the simple things, like if someone was to tell you 2 + 2 is 4, and you wanna know how or why, because Marvelous asks why for everything, and everyone talks about kids. Once they finally talk, they're gonna ask you why 1,000 times throughout the day, which is fine, that's what kids do. So why is 2 + 2 4? Well, son, because it is. But I'm the type of person that will explain it to you. So plus is addition, so you're adding something to it. So if you have 2 rocks, 1, 2, and you want to add 2, so it's 2 + 2. Now you count all the rocks you have. Look, son, now we have 4 rocks. So technically 2 + 2 = 4. And then if you want to know subtraction, well, if you take away 1, let's take away 1 rock and see how many we have. Oh, look, son, now we have 3. You break it down to him in simple terms and he can understand it. So when he gets older, it's easier for him to understand. So there's no confusion about anything as he's getting older. And I think that might be a reason why I thoroughly explain things. So there's no confusion when people are telling you the stories that they're telling you, or telling you the reasons why things are done a certain way, or why we have to follow specific rules, because this is what could happen if you don't follow it. Okay, so that reference was, why do I thoroughly explain things? When I was young, nothing was thoroughly explained to me. I still have to learn a lot of things the hard way. And I have a thorough understanding of that because I am the type of person, a lot of times, I don't care how many times I'm told. You could tell me 1,000 times. Until I personally go through it, until I physically see it, it's gonna be hard for me to understand, depending on what it is. You know, certain things is like common sense, and I like to feel like I have a lot of common sense. Off top, a lot of common sense. My level of common sense mixed with my level of immaturity, mixed with my skin color, mixed with basic concepts of life, because you don't have to technically be black to understand supposedly what black people go through. And then you add in life, that I'm alive. And I might not remember every single day, but I've been alive enough times for the world to go around the sun 38 times. So to see that, because you're seeing seasons. There's a song, Seasons Change. Seasons. You see trends. Sorry, there's a bug. You see trends. You see changes. You see people, you make friends, you lose friends. There's occasional, I don't even want to call them enemies, but that's what it is, technically. Occasional enemies. There's so many things that come up. Not even in life, in a 24-hour period, there's so many things that could come up. I've seen a lot of it. So let's go ahead and talk about life. Let's go ahead and talk about skin color. Why is it shaky? Let's talk about life and skin color. So yes, if you look at me, is he black? Duh. Was I raised in the hood? Technically, no. Born in Los Angeles. I was in Azusa my first 5 years. Moved to Ontario. From Ontario, we went to Desert Hot Springs, California. born and raised Southern California. So was I raised in Compton, Inglewood, Watts? No. And every community technically has an urban area or a gang territory, whatever you want to call it. They're there. Yes, I'm black. Raised in the hood? No. Tupac said, my references, the white man could just pick up a couple NIGGA tapes and you got the Hood 101 right there. You're gonna know what jeans to wear, what shirt to have on, what time to take your ASS home, what swap meets to shop at, everything, the whole nine, because they lay it out in their music.
It's like you paying $10 for a whole lifestyle of game. That's why these white kids could dress and act like niggas, because all they got to do is go get 10 tapes. And after they study them 10 tapes, they got the fucking Hood 101. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's happening. Look at them white boys. Shit, they got it down packed more than some niggas. Got their hats to the back, they sagging, extra sagging, the right shoes, the right belts. They know what kind of drawers they got to wear. They know they got to have a t-shirt. They know which swap meet to go to. They know when to take their ass home. That's all from our records. We taught them that. We ain't even getting paid, really. So it ain't like it's just the music we selling the game, the lifestyle. As soon as we start talking about some of that Vanilla Ice shit, they ain't gonna buy the records. As long as we talk about the hood, they gonna keep buying the records because they want to know what's happening in the hood. How can we live as dope as y'all do in the hood up in these rich-ass mansions? And that's what some rappers is doing. You know what I'm saying? They portraying that role, but they really getting it from the tapes. You know what I'm saying? They really getting it from all that other shit.
So even if I wasn't black, let's just say, I'm still able to get a good grasp on the African American lifestyle. When you are black and you go to school and you overhear that some peers may be saying, oh, he's not black, oh, he's white. Oh, I don't know how it is in 2020 because it's been over 20 years since I've been in school. Oreo, black on the outside, white on the inside. That's probably still is a thing, but back in the day, that damn sure was a thing to call a lot of black people. Under their skin, trying to offend them, or whatever it is. And if you act a certain way, I guess that's the reason why they would say it clearly. But now it's just people trying to get to you. People trying to push buttons. At the age I'm at now, although I have adapted, embraced, and on a lot of occasions live the African American lifestyle now, I was one of those people before back in the day when you could reference Oreo. Today, because I could cut edit anything I want. Today when I woke up, well, I took my kids to school first. I came home and I started cleaning the house. When I went upstairs, I started off listening to Sierra, then it went to Usher, then it went to Beyonce, then it went to Taylor Swift, then it went to Lady Gaga. And the thoughts that went through my mind, oh my goodness. It's lovely, honestly, really lovely. Especially when you can understand it. So if I lived, okay, let's just say I was born and raised in the hood, and I was raised around every single night, helicopters flying around, gunshots, police sirens, weed smoke, drinks, foul language. It's not about. It's about where you're from. Else, wearing a specific color, claiming a specific territory, and then all of a sudden there's problems, there's violence, there's so much negativity that surrounds that. It's like, seriously, when you grow up and then now you realize it with the death rate, with the violence, and now especially anytime you see a police officer, they're typically looking at you, not to say the wrong way, a specific way. Because look at where you live and where you're from and the area that they're at. So they look at you a specific way. So as you get older, guess what's right here in the back of your head? It might not come to light every second of every day, but that's the way you're raised. In the back of your head, you know people are looking at you. They fear you. People don't know what you're gonna do. People don't know what you've seen. People don't know what you're about. But I have no problem telling you guys that the things that I listen to. I have no problem then, that, yeah, when I woke up, I listened to all these songs, and I listened to Taylor Swift, and I listened to Lady Gaga, and I listened to this, and I listened to that. It's giving me that variety, the same way someone could pick up a NIGGA tape and reflect on a NIGGA's life, is the same way you could pick up a white tape and reflect on a white life. We listened to, growing up, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. What was her name? Lisa Loeb. Tom Petty? Is it Tom Petty and the Heartbreak Kids or something? These songs were part of our upcoming. REM, Losing My Religion. Blind Melon? There's specific songs that bring me back to legit the 80s, where they came out in the 80s. But my mom on the weekends, my mom worked Monday through Friday. She busted her ASS just to keep food on the table, keep a roof on her head. My mom did what she had to do, and I love her to death for that. She knows that. Pops left when I was 5. In case you guys are curious, Pops left when I was 5. He was technically never around. He would write a letter once a year on average, send money once every other year is what it seemed like. So from the age of 5 until I went to see him in 2002. I was turning 20 that year, and I went in the summertime, so I wasn't 20 yet. And we had letters exchanged every year, every other year, I don't know. Other than that, yeah, from 5 until 19, non-existent. I think my sister paid for my ticket. I flew to New York, spent a week with my sister. My dad drove up and got me, spent 2 weeks with my dad, went back to New York and flew back home. I lost the train of thought. Because with the mindset that I have, it's the mindset and it's the approach. It's common courtesy and it's common sense. It's understanding. I don't know what comes after understanding, because if you understand, maybe it's about understanding. And we'll see what happens.